I'm not joking, this might just be one of the best viewpoints that I have ever seen. So I'll show you the views up here. Well, good morning and welcome to what I'm hoping will be a beautiful day today. Today I'm going to try and do a bit of an epic 3 Munros. And these are known as the Monar Munros or the Achnashelic Munros. One of them being probably especially remote at the head of Loch Monar. So I've been cycling in for about an hour. It was beautiful, but there was a bit of pushing the bike uphill. The views behind back to Torridon made up for that, and I think it'll pay off when I'm freewheeling back through the forest there at the end of the route. So I'm not going to do too much talking today, as this is about 20 miles in total, with some of it on the bike but most of it on foot. So I'll catch up with you once I've made some more progress up this hill. So this fog and mist seems to be burning off. I can see the blue sky above it now. I've been making good progress. The ground has been frozen, so it's making it easier to walk on, as I think it'd be quite boggy coming in there. But now I'm going straight uphill. You maybe can just see it in the picture, so that's going to be a tough pull up. So that's me finally out of that corrie, and have a look at the conditions now. Absolutely out of this world. Well worth the hard pull up. And you can see across to this very remote Munro, it's actually got 2 tops, one over here and one over there. They're both very close in height, so I'm going to go to both of them. This has got an incredible feeling of remoteness out here. And the conditions don't get much better than this. Not a breath of wind up here. So I think that's most of the ascent to this Munro out the way, and it's just a short walk along the plateau now. Now that really is a special view. But anyway, I don't have time to linger. I need to at least bag the first Munro today. That sounds ridiculous after 4 hours of walking, but it won't take long to get there. So it turns out that I'd actually bagged the Munro at that small cairn. It turns out that that's the true top by just a couple of metres, but it's well worth the detour to the old cairn to see these views. Finally, there it is, the top of the first Munro. That took just over 4 hours to get here. This is Maoille Lunndaidh, and it's 1,007 metres high and means bare hill of the wet place. What a feeling of remoteness you get here, miles and miles from the nearest road. And I'll just show you on the map exactly where I am. I've still got a long way to go to get back to my bike, and including 2 Munros. But when the conditions are like this, then I'm gladly stay out all day long. It's not often that I'm speechless when I'm out in the mountains, but there's nothing I can do to put this into words, the views today. Behind me you can see the 4 Munros of Glen Strathfarrar, and you can see for some distance today it's so clear. Rare that you get days like this. It has a real feeling of spring just now, but don't be fooled, it is still pretty cold up here, which you'd expect for mid-February.
When I'm gone, I know fine well. When I'm gone, there's no sky. For a while, I was living. For a while, I could fly. For your sins, you keep on living. As I leave you behind, I'm a tree.
So I'm making progress towards the second Munro. The cloud seems to be lifting with me. I'll just show you. So I'm going to make my way across here up, and there's the top of the second Munro there. But it does look like I'm going to be dropping down into the cloud to reach the Belach, which there's a fair bit of descent and reascent. I think it's about 500 metres of drop. So that's going to be the toughest part of today, no doubt. So it wasn't long before I was making my way back down into this cloud. It was from here that navigation was becoming quite difficult, as you couldn't see the way ahead. So as expected, I'm back down into the fog. How the conditions can change so quickly is incredible, but I'm just having a can of Coke, get my sugar levels back up before the ascent. Now it has been pretty difficult navigating. The terrain can be steep at times, there's a path that comes and goes, but I'm hoping I haven't dropped too low. It just means I'll have a few hundred metres of extra ascent before I get to the second Munro. So anyway, I'm going to finish this off and then try and make my way back out this fog. Oh, that pull up is no joke there. But here it is, the second Munro of today, Sgurr Choinnich. Not sure what the highest point is, probably there. And it means peak of the place of Rowanberries, and is 1,053 metres high. I'm not joking, this might just be one of the best viewpoints that I have ever seen. So I'll show you the views up here. Well, in the background there is the instantly recognisable Isle of Skye and the Coolin Ridge dominating the landscape. As I said earlier, the clarity in the air is unreal today. Behind the camera, I can actually see all the way to the Cairngorms, which are white at the moment, over to Bray Ria, Ben McDooey. I'll see if my camera will pick up after. But I don't think I've ever had a day in the mountains with as good as conditions as this. There's to the north, back into Torridon. You can see all the biggies over there. The cloud has actually cleared. Down this way is over to the third and final Munro for today. It's a steep descent and pull back up. And over here is back down into Glen Affric, Loch Malardoch, the Munros north of the loch. Incredible. So I made a slight error in thinking that behind me was the top of this second Munro. From the other Munro, that definitely looked like the highest point, but I'm assuming that that's a Munro top off the Munro that I've just been at. So I'm not going to head out there, as it is a detour out and back. I'm short for time as it is today, but I'll save that for the next time I'll do these two Munros.
Oh, the living's going fast. Nothing ever lasts. So hold the wind and grit your teeth. You'll be the last thing you're going to see. You'll be the last thing you're going to see.
Oh, I'm knackered. Nearly there though. It certainly doesn't get much better than that. Munro 172, Sgurr Choinnich. It is 999 metres high, the lowest of the three for today. And it means the mossy peak. What a way to finish off the day with a stunning viewpoint. I am absolutely knackered. And as you can maybe tell, the sun is actually beginning to set. I think I've got about an hour and a half before it's going to be pitch dark, so I better get a hurry on back to my bike. So there's back to the second Munro, just here. The third one's actually in behind. It just drops straight off the side here. A really great viewpoint. And again, back to Isle of Skye in the distance. And into the back and beyond. Well, that view is out of this world towards Isle of Skye. I think that's the best view of Skye I've had on my Munro journey so far. I've really enjoyed today. The weather has just been outstanding. All is forgiven for the weather that I got in Sleoch just 10 days ago. It's unbelievable to feel the change in weather in that time. It was absolutely Baltic up there, but today I can feel the heat of the sun beating down on me now, which It almost feels like mid-spring. I'm forgetting it's mid-February. I need to say a quick thanks to Charlie McCartney who put this route up on YouTube. I don't think I would have attempted it otherwise, but it's a great way to link the set of 2 and the single Munro as you get the views all the way back. It is a long day, however, so not one to be underestimated. So that's me just making my way back down to my bike just now. It's a long way. You can see there's the ridge behind me. I've got to go all the way to Bíleach Bernays, which is quite far down, and then I take a right, which will take me back down into the glen where my bike's hopefully still parked. As you can see, it's a long way down. There's the glen down there. And back over this way, you can see 2 more remote Munros. I think that's Lurgmore and Cheesecake. I can't remember which one's which. That's the Corbett of Ben Tarson. These mountains have a distinct sense of remoteness about them. Monar and the Achnashelic group, and like the ones I just shown you, they're even more remote than these. That's the ones I enjoy the most. It reminds me why I enjoy Munro bagging so much. Days like this. I was slightly disheartened with my day on Sleoch, but I feel like this has picked me right back up. So it's got to be a 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. I think most hills would be a 10 out of 10 when the conditions are like this. But thanks for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. And hopefully we'll get conditions like this on my next trip, but I highly doubt it. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I was lost for a wee while. Now I'm home to say goodbye. It got cold and I was lonely. I was thinking I could die. So hold my hand for the last time as I walk into the sky. I'm a tree